Jinbe is first mentioned in Volume 8, Chapter 69 nice, of the manga and Episode 31 of the anime to build up for Arlong, the villain of Kokoyashi arc. Arlong was a victim of discrimination which shaped his hatred and ideals. It doesn't justify what he did to Nami, but Arlong's arc introduces the concept of racism within One Piece. Hello and welcome everybody. That is one heck of an intense introduction opener to this video where we will discuss Jinbe's personality, abilities, background, and relationship to the crew. Additionally, if I do miss anything about Jinbe, the helmsman of the Straw Hat Pirates, please do let me know in the comment section below and let's get this discussion going. Furthermore, if you find this video informative or entertaining, please do leave a like and subscribe as your support is greatly appreciated. I do lots of anime and gaming related content in this YouTube channel, so please do check my channel out. Without further ado, let's start, shall we? By the way, what do you guys think of my shirt? I mean, it's a perfect segue because dang, I mean, martial arts. I'm picking Jinbe is a martial artist and Goku is also a martial artist. Just saying. So it's a perfect shirt for Jinbe discussion, right? Without further ado, let's start, shall we? I'm gonna not go on tangent. That's a lie. I'm going on tangent. Okay, I already get into tangent. Jinbe is a fisherman with great pride and honor. He is known to the world government as a pirate-hating pirate, possibly due to the actions of the pirates in Fishman Island for kidnapping fishermen and merfolk for slavery. However, he has great respect for Whitebeard and his crew for protecting Fishman Island and even sided with the Whitebeard pirates during the Paramount War. Also, despite hating pirates, he joined Fisher Tiger's crew because of Jinbe's honor. Jinbe is respectful and considerate to the crew he serves under. When initially asked to join the Straw Hat Pirates, he declined due to being affiliated to Big Mom and could only join after he left her crew. Jinbe also desired consent from his current crew, the Sand Pirate, to join the Straw Hat. Very considerate guy, very respectful, very honorable. That's honestly why I love Jinbe. And his fighting style is one of the greatest out of the Straw. I mean, just he throw hands, man. He freaking throw hands. It's essentially a Kuruk, an Avatar Kuruk kind of figure within the Straw Hats. Jinbe is a highly skilled helmsman, going through every big ocean, current, waves, and whirlpools skillfully during the Impel Down arc and Whole Cake Island arc. I mean, there's that skill that he uses where he kind of goes through that big waves. Oh my goodness, that was epic. And that's how Frankie later on respects him as a helmsman as well for the Thousand Sunny. Jinbe has also shown to be able to commune with large whales and other marine life. As a former royal soldier for Fishman Island, Jinbe has shown himself to be adept at military strategies and has also been a part of multiple pirate crews, and his quite experience in tactical combat. As a fisherman, he's adept to fisherman karate, which is a martial arts that controls the water from the surrounding, from one's surrounding and bodies. So essentially, water bending. And combine that with the fact that he's also quite adept with hockey as well, which makes him one of the strongest or the stronger members of the crew in terms of combat. I mean, it's arguable. It's also arguable if he's stronger than Sanji or not, but I'm gonna say that he's much more stronger because of how experienced Jinbei is. The fact that he's been with Big Mom pirates, with the Whitebeard pirates, with the Sun pirates, and even even he's even a former warlord. So for me, just from experience alone, I feel like Jinbei He's definitely earned the top three of the Straw Hats. Just saying, just saying. He kicked out Sanji for that. Without further ado, let's go on to the next
Paragraph.
Jinbei was born 46 years ago in the Ryugu Kingdom and grew up in the orphanage that eventually became the Fishman District, alongside Arlong, Macra, and Fisher Tiger. He trained at the Fishman Karate Dojo at an early age, and earned a black belt in his childhood. He was part of the Ryugu Royal Army 15 years before the story, and when Fisher Tiger rose in influence within Fishman Island, he then joined the Sun Pirates. This was when Fisher Tiger returned in his exploration journey, or when he was enslaved by the world government. He joined Jinbei joined Fisher Tiger. Yeah, wait. Jinbei displayed his brutality by beating unconscious Marines. He had scorned them for overlooking slavery. They then meet Koala, one of their one of their adventure in one of the islands they run through the Grand Line. She was scared. She was a scared little girl, which makes sense. She was essentially a former slave of the world nobles. The amount of horrific things they do to people could traumatize anyone. And so Fisher Tiger broke through Koala's inner trauma, and for the first time she freely showed her emotion and cried. Which that for me, out of all of that backstory for Jinbei, is the most heart gut wrenching thing there is. Like just hearing this girl that was terrified, traumatized with the world novel, be able to finally express her emotion openly. That was just gut wrenching and heartwarming. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Sand Pirates then accompanied her to go see her family again. During that duration of their trouble, she had grown fond and attached to Sun Crew. But then, when it comes to delivering Koala to her room, to her home island, not room, to her home island, they, at the moment Koala reached her home, Tiger was ambushed by Marines. Tiger was killed in action. Jinbei survived by abandoning the ship and escaped by stealing a marine ship. Jinbei begged Tiger to keep living, but he died, leaving the Sun crew crying in misery. When Tiger passed away, the Sun Pirates went their separate ways, with Arlong having his own human-hating crew that enslaves islands on the East Blue. East Blue being the weakest sea out of all the four oceans. Just saying, the weakest sea. Just in the fact that out of that weakest sea, like at least four people emerge as the strongest in the world. Like we have Gold Roger, Rayleigh is from the east, freaking Dragon, at least four, minimum four. Rayleigh, we have Monkey D Garp, Monkey D Dragon, Monkey D Luffy, Roro Noah, Zoro. I mean, all of the starter pack, like Nami. Nami has a skill in navigation. Freaking Usopp with a skilled sniper, as a skilled sniper, except for Sanji. Sanji is from the north, so doesn't count. But other than that, the fact that all these incredible people came from the east, which they dubbed the weakest, that's kind of insane to me. Just saying, even the weakest produces gold. Oh my goodness. Okay. How did Arlong come to be? After the death of Tiger, their captain, Arlong went his separate ways, attacking Navy ships as revenge for what they have done to Tiger. But quickly, Arlong was captured by Barcelino, then later was released due to Jinbei joining the Seven Warlords, which led Arlong separating from Jinbei, scorning Jinbei for like allying himself with humans and forming his crew, which dominated all of East Blue, while Jinbe led the Sun Pirates as the captain of the crew. Relationship with the Straw Hats. I mean, this one I kind of did not describe because, again, I want to describe it as how I view his character dynamic with the crew. With Monkey D. Luffy, for example, they met in Impel Down. He, at first, when he didn't met Luffy, Jinbe was like, refusing. Ace was like, Jinbe, can you look after my little brother? But Jinbe, be like, well, I'm not as charitable as anyone says as I am. I mean, unless your big brother can be worthy of my charity, then sure, I'm gonna assist him any way I can. But then later on, learn to respect Luffy as well. That's the start of their budding relationship, and then there's that heartwarming scene in Fishman Island where they transfuse blood because they're now friends and they respect each other. And then the fact that I think there was that scene where Luffy explained what a hero to him is and how he is not, and he does not want to be a hero of Fishman Island. So that's the start. And of course, there's also the pledge he make as a Straw Hat Pirates and Whole Cake Island as well. That whole scene with Big Mom, and he said, I can't carried by a mere emperor of the sea when I intend to serve the man who's gonna become the king of the pirates. That's the whole extent of what I under. He respects Luffy a great deal. For one thing, his connection with Ace got him to know Luffy, and then he got to know him better during the Marineford arc, and over time he respected Luffy's tenacity and strength of will. So overall, Luffy and Jinbe's character dynamic is quite tight and probably has one of the deeper roots out of all the Straw Hats. Zoro and Zoro, however, well, they respect each other's strength for one thing, because they're like one of the stronger part of the Straw Hat Pirates. Roronoa Zoro as the right hand man of Luffy, and Jinbe for helping Luffy and respecting Luffy's strength and tenacity, and moniker as well. So for me, they didn't really showcase more of Zoro and Jinbe. I mean, there was that one moment where they were reacting to their post Wano bounty, and now Zoro was like noting how he's now the number 3 of the crew because of how much higher his bounty compared to Sanji is. So that's it. A little bit of comedic relief, but overall, there's really nothing of note so far of their character dynamic. And there's also the fact that Jinbe was trying to get a hold of Zoro when he was fighting Lucci, because they were about to leave, and that was a desperate situation back in Egghead, and that's a little bit of a spoiler, but there's that moment as well. But other than that, there's really nothing of note. But with Usopp as well, nothing of note with Usopp relationship. He is, however, taking account for the fact that he respects Jinbe's strength, and even I think he once said that if you join our crew, that's gonna be like a big sigh of relief because you're gonna be one of the powerhouses of the crew. So the fact that he does also respect his strength. But this is a highlight. Nami's relationship with Jinbe, it's also with a deep roots as well, because Nami's relationship with Jinbe stems from the fact that she was victimized by Arlong, and how she was willing to forgive Jinbe, and she didn't really hate Jinbe because at the end of the day, Jinbe didn't do anything to her. It was all Arlong's hatred against humanity. He blamed it all on Arlang. And that's just for me very heartwarming and gut-wrenching. The fact that Nami's growth over time has been exponentially kind of overshadowed and yet so prevalent at the same time. So yes, the fact that it's also respecting with Jinbe's strength and his and her interaction with Jinbe during the Fisherman Island and the raid on Onigashima, how she's like one of the people who welcome and hug Jinbe, like Carrot and Chopper, Usopp. Damn, I was like, Nami. She has grown real fond of Jinbe as well. Just saying, he relies on him because he's also part of the strongest crew, or stronger part of the crew. Just saying, Nami, with the Arlong backstory and their connection through that, has a deeper roots, and how she did not blame Jinbe overall for what Arlong did to her. Vince Monk Sanji, however, was furious because he did not do anything about Arlong. But regardless, that was one of the moments where I just wanted Sanji to just shut up, because that moment in Fishman Island was Nami's moment. It has nothing to do with him, and he should have just shut his mouth. And Nami is an adult, and he's a big girl. He can make his own decision. They're all free to do so. Even Luffy said that to them. So why not just let Nami speak? That's just how one of the moments I hate about Sanji is that moment in Fishman Island arc. Other than that, he was furious about Jinbe at the beginning, but he has grown to respect Jinbe's strength and his personality as well, and how Jinbe is also a little bit level-headed compared to the rest of the crew. So that's all for Sanji. Next up, Nico Robin. Again, Nico Robin and Jinbe is two of the most level-headed crew members, so they kind of bonded during the Onigashima raid as well. And I like the character dynamic they both showed. Every time they're together, they're always like the ones that actually overly analyze their situation, because they're both level-headed. And then Robin with her dark humors as well also kind of terrifies Jinbe a little bit. And the fact that, again, they both respect each other's strength, and of course they're the level-headed crews. I think we're going to Chopper. Chopper really did not have any of note character interaction with Jinbe, aside from that welcoming committee they had in Onigashima when they welcomed Jinbe joining the crew there. Other than that, there's nothing of note of their interaction. But again, he's a warlord, he's a strong fishman. The fact that's that, and Chopper respect Jinbe's helmsman and combat capabilities as well, and his level-headed personality. Frankie, that's good, because there's also a root there, because Frankie, when told of Jinbe's like skill as a helmsman, how superb it is, he's kind of grown a touch and respect for Jinbe, and the fact that they can just swap places, both Frankie and Jinbe, in helming the Thousand Sunny, shows very good close friendship between the two. And Frankie does respect Jinbe's quick helmsman abilities. So that's probably gonna be how I describe Frankie's relationship with Jinbe. And then Brook, again, Brook is one of the crew that did not really have any of note character like interaction with Jinbe, but regardless, still respect Jinbe's strength and personality as well as a character. That's probably how I describe the Straw Hats crew.